We promised to slash prices in half. Boom!
Alright, so for tonight, I'm going to make you a drink called embalming fluid.
Hey!
Is this legit?
Shoot,
Yes.
that's so awesome.
Like it's actual embalming fluid? I'm down.
That's
It's what the T100 drank in Autopsy.
Oh.
The spinal fluid?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's right. That was different.
There's a big difference.
There is a definite difference.
One has
It's the
formaldehyde and the other one has really nasty
Yeah.
shit.
All right, Dorinda, you actually know.
Yeah.
Is embalming fluid? Is it green?
Is it green? No, we have, it's usually going to be pink.
Oh.
There's also a clear colored one that's usually a rectifiant. We have a purple one called Purple Jesus.
Nice.
It makes people like that are really difficult bodies to embalm. It makes them a little bit more tolerable. Like we can actually embalm them all the way through.
So it's not like there's a salesman like bumping you up to, hey, purple's a little bit better.
No, but it's
Get rid of the assholes in your life. Make them more tolerable.
We do also
Purple
have
Jesus.
a blue one that we use. I said the blue one, but there's
Okay.
that even darker bluish kind of purplish
Well,
one.
this one's gonna be green.
Okay. That's okay.
Because in
That's all right.
A whole rainbow.
Because in TV and movies, they always make it look green.
Well, they're stupid.
Probably to make it more interesting looking on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know, pink or purple would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Yeah. We have orange one too.
Just make your fucking vodka already.
Alright. Well,
Damn it.
what movies has anyone seen this past week?
Dear God.
Go for it.
No real horror movies.
Where do I start? No, I watched
the most
Mother.
interesting one.
Most
Oh, you
interesting.
saw Mother?
Yeah, no, I saw Mother.
Awesome.
I
Ooh,
definitely
yeah.
did.
How was it?
I loved it. It was interesting and extremely difficult to talk about.
Yeah.
Sort of, I don't know, does anybody here care at all about spoilers?
No.
Okay,
No, at this
good.
point. Wait, no.
For what?
Mother.
Oh
Morning.
my god. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Too bad.
No, I mean, so it's not really a huge secret that Javier Bardem is supposed to represent God, and Jennifer Lawrence is supposed to be like Mother Earth, and the Earth is the house. So Jennifer Lawrence is having relationship problems with Javier Bardem, and Javier Bardem just keeps inviting people over to their house over and over again until it gets so full that it's
In fact, people show up and he invites them in.
right, yeah.
Like vampires.
Because they're all big fans of his poetry or whatever. And
You say his early rise.
the whole thing is basically all of these vignettes that are allegories for biblical events.
Huh.
Pretty much.
So like
And,
which ones like Adam
Okay,
and
so
Eve sort of
the
thing?
very first person that comes in to the house is Etta Harris. And Etta Harris is supposed to be Adam. And then Michelle Pfeiffer is there as well as Eve.
Oh, okay.
And then Cain and Abel come into the picture after Eve knocks over Javier Bardem's glass heart apple thing. Yeah.
Huh.
It's strange.
Because the
It kind
Garden
of implies
Eden.
that Javier
Ah.
Bardem's version of God is trapped in this sort of infinite loop. It's kind of like his personal hell.
And
He
because
keeps
it's
destroying worlds and creating them.
and because it's Aronofsky, there has to be one really disturbing scene.
Yeah.
Is that where it comes more towards the end? That's
Yeah.
what I heard.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, so Jennifer Lawrence gets pregnant and has this really unnaturally short gestation period. And, like day 2, she gives birth. And there are all these people who are, invading the house. And, she's like, don't give them a baby. You can't touch it. And then finally, it somehow makes its way out there. And the crowd tears it apart and eats it and drinks its blood.
Huh.
Because it's like it represents Christ.
Yeah.
So it
I get
represents
it.
the sacrament.
I get it. Yeah.
But it's in.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But they get kind of graphic with it. Like you can actually see urine coming from the baby.
You can see the scared baby being handed over the crowd
It's crowd
violently,
surfing,
and then
essentially.
Wow.
Do you think it's like? Do you think that was needed, or do you think it's
No,
like,
no.
okay?
that's this director.
Yeah.
There's one
Writer
thing-
director.
Because
But not
sometimes
Wanted,
you
but
can,
not needed.
because sometimes it's like you need that like kind of gory thing to like drive a point home, but like other times it's like, what the fuck, man? I don't need that. So.
No.
Jeez.
I also ended up watching Peeping Tom, which was good. Let's see that. It was in 1861. It came out right around the same time as Psycho.
Oh.
And it's about a guy who kills women by attaching a knife to one leg on his tripod, and he holds that leg up forward, and then he has a mirror on his camera so they can see themselves as he's coming towards them with the camera. And he films the whole thing and
Huh.
then stabs them with the camera tripod so they can watch
shit.
themselves as they die.
Holy shit.
That's
Oh.
one
Yeah.
of the most ridiculous.
Wow.
I actually have yet to watch that, but I have a copy of
Dude,
it.
it's
I have.
fantastic.
I have.
It's really
I
good.
found a VHS of it.
Yeah.
That seems like the
Yeah,
most
for
ridiculous way to
so.
murder someone.
And he's a total voyeur, and it's all about him falling in love with this woman and not being able to relate to her at all.
That literally sounds like that movie where people are like, like placed in like traps or whatever.
Oh, like
and,
Saw.
Yeah.
I
You know-
guess it's Saw like.
An American Horror Story had saw like stuff recently.
Yeah.
Like the messed up scenes, that they actually did.
You
like
know,
in general.
that movie
Like,
though makes me think of another one that kind of has this similar sort of thing, like concept where it's about someone watching the death. I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of a really low budget one, but apparently he gets a videotape or something like that from his friend, and it's very kind of sexual looking. But then it turns out that it's like something that hasn't happened yet. Like it's his wife, but he's wondering how this happened to my wife when it hasn't happened yet.
That's been done a lot.
But
That's not that one
at the
starring
same-
Elijah Wood, is it?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's really low budget. I don't know what else happens. It sounds like the same thing though. I can't remember what it's called though. I'm
Is
sorry.
Identity?
No. I don't
You know,
know.
that was the movie we were trying to figure
I
out.
know. It's just like if I can't figure it out, I'm just like, Identity? Maybe?
Was
Yeah.
it Password Swordfish?
Any other ones, Andrew?
Oh, yeah. I saw the Thing from Another World, which was
Oh.
the
The one
1950s.
The one that Braxton
Braxton.
watched
That
last
Braxton
week.
watched.
Yeah. Okay.
And the one thing that really struck me was the poster has in big letters, almost as big as the title, Howard Hawks
Yeah.
Presents.
Huh.
And it was his production company. I didn't know that.
Wow.
But it was like his name is big enough on the poster that it's obvious that he had a box office draw. You know.
So here it is.
Okay, yeah.
Howard Hawks.
This is the embalming fluid.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought he was like, he's gonna explain it.
Might be.
Oh no, I mean I can't explain this. Right. Oh. Okay.
Appropriate glasses as
They're gorgeous.
Jeez.
What's this made out of again?
Festive.
It's I made a citrus infused vodka, lime juice, sour apple liqueur, and ginger ale.
Nice.
Sounds great.
Am I gonna turn into Mr. Hyde?
Yes.
You have to just drink it and find out.
It's delicious.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's
wow.
actually really good.
It is.
That's fantastic.
So I watched. I finally watched the Neon Demon.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nicholas Winding
Yes.
Refn.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that movie.
Yes.
it was really good.
Yes.
It was like. It was just. It was one of those movies that kind of just like makes you feel uncomfortable the whole time you're watching it.
Yes, it
Like you're
does.
just waiting for a jump scare, but it never comes.
What do you think of Jenna Malone's character?
I just like Jenna Malone, so.
Right. Obviously.
Oh,
I forgot
When-
Keanu Reeves is in that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're right, he
The
is.
tiger.
Oh my gosh.
Keanu Reeves is the
Keanu
tiger.
Reeves
Yeah.
is in everything.
Yeah. No, Jenna Malone, I don't know. I didn't really know what to think of her character, and then out of nowhere, she just starts fucking a corpse.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
kind of liked her more then.
Women always more attractive that way, right?
And
Well, I would hope so.
the director, have you seen
Oh, do
anything?
you know what embalming fluid tastes like?
I get it. You get it in your nose all the
What was
time.
that, Luke?
Well, have you seen anything else that Nicholas Refn has done?
I've seen almost all of it.
Okay,
except for Valhalla
because like
Rising,
his
yeah.
name sounded so familiar to me, but I looked through his IMDb and I didn't recognize anything, and then I realized where it was from. He was one of the primary people that was interviewed for Hodorowski's Dune.
Oh, yeah, I think he
neat.
was in that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that how you pronounce his name, Podorowski?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's-
feel like an idiot.
everybody does. We did Jodorowsky for a long time.
Yeah.
So so what's the deal with that, like the producer thing on the poster?
Oh, yeah. Well, Howard Hawks was born in Goshen, Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
So, you know the Masonic Temple on 5th Street? Maybe not.
Okay.
Across
let's
from the
just-
police station.
Let's just say yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't know Goshen.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
It's this big Masonic temple. There's a plaque in the front that says this is the birthplace of Howard Hawks. And the Hawks family was very rich, and so they built the factory that was the Hawks factory, which is now the Hawks building, that housing development. And almost nobody knows that he was an Oscar-winning filmmaker.
Yeah.
And did Sergeant York, the original Scarface.
Oh wow.
Sergeant York won Oscars. He also did Bringing Up Baby, and there's this whole series of tropes that are named after Howard Hawks. It's huge,
Yeah.
and so I like to throw shade at people in Goshen for not knowing that.
And people who found out today, like me, who lives in a building in Goshen called the Hawks.
You learn something new every day.
No, I'm
Yeah.
giving you this lecture. Before.
I know.
It happens.
You know, I was driving by the other day and the door to the temple was open.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that
It-
5 or 6 times.
It just opens immediately upon a staircase.
They do tours every once in a while. I've never figured out how to like show up for one.
I feel like U2 lyrics.
So
I
how
went
this
by, the
game's
door was
going?
open. Oh, like you could go up the staircase. I don't know.
That's
Big enough to
they
be
can't-
a 90s pop.
All right. Has anybody else seen any interesting movies just this past week?
I mean, I don't think you'd call it a horror, but I watched Eyes Wide Shut for the first time the other day.
I call that kind of horror.
What
It's
is-
unsettling
Eyes
enough.
Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stanley Kubrick's
Yeah.
last film.
That's one of my
That's
favorite
kind of
Kubrick
horror. I would agree.
movies.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely underrated.
Like I thought,
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
thought,
underrated.
yeah, I thought it was like
It's very
extremely
nice.
well shot, and I didn't really like the story that much because I took it as just a guy trying to cheat on his wife and failing. But it's very beautiful and all that jazz, and I did like the. It's not really a cult, but like the Freemason scene with the masks and like
Oh,
the
yeah.
chanting and stuff. That was a really awesome scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I watched a movie that was Spanish called, I think it was Spanish, but they spoke Spanish. Anywho, it was called Sleep. It was called Sleep Tight, subtitled, and it was about a super in a building who, for some reason, we learn is determined to get a particular resident of the building to be unhappy. And everything he does, he unleashes a horrible cockroach man. I mean,
What?
he infests her place.
Whoa.
He
I was intrigued, but now
he chloroforms her and does weird things in her apartment while she's asleep at night. Sometimes he wakes up. Many
doesn't
times he
sound
wakes
good
up
at
right
all.
next to her. And I can't give away the ending, but it was a really intriguing premise for a movie.
Huh.
That he can't deal with someone in his building being happy.
Huh.
All right. Did you ever watch Don't Breathe?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. It was wow. It was quick.
Weren't you disappointed with that
I
one? Yeah.
well, went so quick. I just I put in the movie. I wasn't expecting it to be over that quickly. However, it did have a lot of the tropes that you would expect, especially with the characters. It shows the opening where she's being dragged away. You kind of figured she'd probably be the last one, you know. But I really enjoyed it. Very intense. Shot very well. I'm glad that they killed off the really annoying asshat in the beginning. Money.
That was nice.
Yeah, I was just like, God, just get rid of him, please. When I was looking through the list of actors, and when I was watching the movie, the only one that I recognized was the kid, the brains of the of the operation. I can't remember his name right offhand. Because he was in the Goosebumps movie with Jack Black, and I had saw that with my sister, and I was like, "That's that kid," and he was really good in this. And not that he wasn't good in the Goosebumps movie.
Yeah, but it was the
you know.
Goosebumps movie.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like he did a good job. That really threw me. Like I had very conflicting emotions during that whole entire thing because I felt really bad for the old blind guy at the beginning. And then, like, you feel bad for both of them because they're all the two kids, the girl and the guy, and the old man are both in really bad situations, and you feel for them, but because the girl, she wants to get out of her like abusive home, and then the guy, he wants to go away too, but he still wants to take care of his of his dad, which I don't know why his dad is being needed to be taken care of. They didn't address that very well.
Nah, the movie was not focused on that.
No.
Didn't he need an operation or something?
I
It was
don't know
something
what
really
it
basic.
was.
It was like one word.
I assume maybe
Maybe
it was,
split it.
but you could miss it just like that. It was not very clear. But, like, towards the middle, though, when he started, like, no, the girl that we locked up in the basement that was shot, no, she had my child. What have you done? and he takes the other girl, locks her up the same way, and chains her, and is, like, lifting her up on this fucking pulley thing, and, like, snips her pants in half so he can put his semen in her. I was like,
Yup.
sir?
Yeah.
No,
I've
at
never
that,
heard it quite like like that before.
sir,
I'm gonna put my semen in you.
that's basically what he did.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what?
It's like with like a turkey baster or
Yeah.
something?
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a turkey baster.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were actually.
It is. It is.
Really full. Like these
Oh.
guys would say that.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like giving a really awkward description of her him boning her.
No.
No.
It is legit.
Yeah.
The only thing
then.
I found kind of funny.
I'm really surprised that's not like the one thing everyone remembers from that movie.
How can you not? That was like
I mean,
what I remember.
I do, but
That was
like,
a turning point.
I've not
I was
heard
like,
anybody mention, but then again, I've never really heard anybody talk about Don't Breathe.
yeah,
So.
that's true.
That was the turning point for me because, like, man, fuck him. Let him die. I don't care no more.
Oh, that scene was hilarious. It's kind of with the press finish.
Jeff,
It was good,
this
though.
is unrelated and not horror, but you were like shaving with the fake
Oh,
machete.
yeah.
Have you ever seen Project Grizzly? It's this
What is
documentary about a guy who develops this impenetrable armor to fight a grizzly bear.
What?
Yeah, this is a real thing. And there's this he's this crazy mountain man, and there's this scene where he's shaving with his Bowie knife and talking about his knives and how great they are as tools, and how he has this throwing knife and he has this Bowie knife, and he's like, because the things you need to worry about on this mountain aren't bears, they're other people.
Damn.
So why is he making an impenetrable armor to fight bears?
Because he got attacked by a bear and he's been pissed off about it and he wants revenge.
Wow.
On the bear.
So I guess
Is
bears
he like
are
looking for
kind
a
of a.
singular bear?
Or any bear, I guess.
There's a particular bear that he's looking for, but he wants, and there's this great montage of scenes where he's like testing out the strength of the suit. Where he's wearing the suit and he has like this big log on a rope like swing and hit him in the chest, and he like
Shit.
rolls down a hill.
This isn't real.
This is totally
That's
real.
amazing. I need to
He's
see that.
Canadian.
Oh. That explains.
It's
that.
Canadian, yes.
Yep.
I thought,
I feel like this should be on my bucket list. I need to watch
Fighting a
this.
bear? Oh.
Fighting a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, you have something to say about Death Note?
Oh no. Yeah,
Please-
you
please
saw
share.
it. Go, man.
share.
Go.
Okay. To the camera or to everybody?
To whoever.
Yeah,
I'm just
whoever.
getting you.
Yeah, the Death Note movie sucked. It's nothing like the manga. I mean, even if it wasn't like the manga or the Japanese film, it still failed on like being a basic movie structure, or having a basic movie structure. They get the motivations of almost every character wrong, and they spend time on things they shouldn't to be a more confined story. And I'll leave it at that because we need to get pizza.
Alright. Angelica, any final words you wanna leave the YouTube audience?
Cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese, stab.
I was gonna say something, but then like my mind literally just slipped away.
Okay,
Like,
that's
So I get a
fine.
choice of how.
Ben?
I think that I only get to see one episode because I just found out it got released en masse today. But Mindhunting on Netflix, I think, is going to be amazing.
mm,
Oh, what? Something?
what's your guys like thoughts on the comparison between Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell
Oh.
and the newer one that they actually,
I love the newer one, totally separate movie.
right? The newer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He has like a cameo at the like end, doesn't he?
Yeah.
After the
I
credits
thought
or
it was
something.
kind of genius that they actually chose to go with a female character as the lead character.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess. I don't know.
It was a little bit, different too, because like the fact that she got possessed ahead of time and you didn't. Usually they don't make it out of that, and she comes back around. That was pretty cool. I like that. That was neat.
Okay, final
And,
thoughts.
Mine is a blank slate. No. I've seen a lot of horror movies this October, and it's really sad because I've seen some great ones, and I still just can't stop thinking about Blade Runner 2049. It just,
Nothing's changed.
yeah. It hurts not watching it.
All right. Final thoughts. I say go ahead, go watch Don't Breathe. It's really good. At least I think so. I really enjoyed it. Another great, production from Sam Raimi. So go see it.
Alright.
I was just thinking
Swear.
about that grizzly bear arm.
Alright, thank you all for participating. I'm gonna go get our pizza and maybe we can do this again next week.
Pizza, dude.
Pizza.
Like, I seriously,
Here's our
like,
one, yeah.
we should totally watch that documentary.
That'd be cool.
The grizzly, whatever.
Grizzly bear.
Project Grizzly.
Grizzly.